Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've been watching these videos lately of bloggers doing full faces of makeup that they hate, and I think they're so entertaining. And so I looked through my collection and I've got enough to do a full face of stuff that just did not work for me, and I hope you enjoy it. A little disclaimer before we get started: if one of these products works for you, then by all means keep using it. It's just, it did not work for me, or I found something I like better, but I don't want to discredit the brand or the product. If you love it, it just didn't work for me. That could be difference in skin type, preference. I mean, there's all sorts of factors that could play into that. So just don't take this too seriously, but I hope you enjoy it, and please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's get right into it. The first thing is primer. The one I have today is the NYX Angel Veil. I have tried this over and over and over again, and I just cannot get it to work for me. It's white in appearance. It says it's oil-free, and I think maybe that's why I don't like it, just because I have dry skin. But the other thing that I don't enjoy about it is that it tends to slip. Like, I feel like my foundation, when I put it on top of it, just slides around, and I cannot be having that. So the true test for me is right in this area around my nose. It does somewhat fill my pores, but I definitely have ones that do a better job. But right here, whenever I use this primer, I just notice that my makeup just wears off. And it's not necessarily because I'm touching my face, but it just disappears. It just doesn't feel like it sinks in. And so I feel like whatever I put on top of it is just not going to stick. The foundation I'm going to use is the Milani Conceal in Perfect. This one was very highly rated on YouTube, which is why I bought it, and it's very inexpensive. I think I paid like $10 for it. I have mine in, at the time, was the lightest shade, which is 01 Creamy Vanilla. They've come out with a couple shades since then that are lighter. One of the reasons is the shade match. It's very yellow on me, which you'll see in a minute. I don't know, it just doesn't wear well for me. I don't know if it's because of my skin type. I try and follow influencers who have the same skin type as me, which is something I would recommend doing, just so you can see what products are working for them. And a lot of them like it, but for some reason, it just looks horrible on my skin, and throughout the day, it just gets worse. It gets dry and just not what I want it to be looking like. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna take it with my beauty blender. Oh my god. You know, for claiming to be full coverage, I mean, it is good coverage, but like I can still see some of my redness and stuff right here through it. So I don't know, it's just not my favorite, and I've got other affordable foundations that work better than that one, in my opinion. So next up is this NYX Color Correct and Conceal. I bought this when color correcting was like the big thing, and I thought, oh my god, this is gonna solve all of my redness problems. So I would take this green shade and go to town on my redness, and I don't know if I just don't know what I'm doing or what, but it just didn't work for me. There is, you know, like I tried using this for contour, and then I'm going to go in and use this for concealer. But again, this is very, very yellow, and it's just too thick. I hate thick concealers. I don't care how good of coverage it is. I do not want to put some gloppy mess under my eye, because it just sinks into my lines and it creases so bad no matter how well you set it, and it just feels so heavy. I just don't see myself reaching for things in a pan like this. You know, I'm all about convenience most days, and if I can use my concealer that's in a tube with a doe foot applicator, I'm going to use that before having to dig into, you know, a pan like this. And yeah, I don't love how it feels, and I don't love how it wears, and so this is just not something I'm super in love with. And the whole color correcting business, I mean, I see the point of it and it works great for some people, but if I can find a full coverage foundation and concealer that will just cover all of my imperfections, I just feel like it's an extra step that I don't need to take. So that's my 2 cents on it. Next up for powder, this is the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. First major issue with this is it is so messy. Like, do you see how messy that is? And then you can like dump it into here. I have not made time in my makeup routine to deal with powder like this on the everyday, but today we're gonna try it out. The reason I do not like this is it's very chalky. Like, I feel like it doesn't do what powder is supposed to do, you know, smooth out and my imperfections. I feel like it looks really powdery on the face, and I don't know, I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. The other thing that I have noticed with this is I feel like it changes the color of my foundation. Like, that concealer didn't do a terrible job of highlighting, but like now I feel like it all just looks the same color, and I don't want it to look like white under my eyes, but I definitely want it to look highlighted. I've tried baking with this too, and oh, it like stayed. Like, when I went to wipe it away, it like didn't all come off, and then I had this weird like demarcation line. Like, that is definitely not what you want when you're baking. Next up for brows, I have talked about this product before. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I do not like this product. I saw that Maybelline came out with one similar. Oh my god. Do you see that? Like, there's just like no pigment. I saw Maybelline came out with one that looks almost exactly like this, and I should maybe try that one. But nothing has ever lived up to my Benefit brow pencil, so I don't know. I'm just kind of stuck on that one at the moment, and I don't see myself changing, but let's give this a whirl. I just keep having to go through everything so many times, and then the true test is when I I've got very few hairs in the front here, but I want to extend my brow a little bit because I don't want my brow to be too far over because that looks weird. And I just feel like it's not giving me enough here at the front of my brow to do what I want it to. Ugh. This is not looking cute. I feel like I keep going over it, and every time I go over it, it takes what I've already done away. And like, I need some help at the front of my brows, and this is just not the trick. I mean, maybe if you had like super full brows naturally and you just like needed to fill them in a little bit, but this is just not my jam, just not. For eyes, I don't think this is sold anymore, but I do not like this palette. This is from the Sephora collection. It was from their holiday collection last year, and I thought the colors were so pretty, like all of these cool tone kind of purpley shades, and there's some mattes, there's some shimmers, which is so crucial in being able to create like a full eye look. And so I thought this was gonna be so awesome. Well, I got it home. My first issue is, you know, I like to take a fluffy blender dome shaped brush first. And my first issue is it is like so hard to get your brush into these pans because they're so oddly shaped. And yeah, can you see that? Like, my fat brush like just barely fits in there. So not like the biggest fan of that. The pigment isn't horrible, but they don't blend the best, and they're quite patchy. And there's no mirror in the top here. I mean, they like give you some ways to use. Oh my god. Give you some ways to use the palette, some different eye looks you can use, which is nice, but I would rather have a mirror. Let's just take this smaller blending brush. I'm gonna go in with the first shade here. It's dark brown matte, and I'm just gonna deepen the crease a little bit. Oh, it's so patchy. It looks so bad. And I feel like this color like doesn't look the same in the pan than it does on my eye. It doesn't look brown. It looks just darker than the first shade. For the lid, I'm gonna go in with, let's do this bottom one, this number 9 here, and I'm just gonna take a flat brush. And that's the other thing, like, look at how hard it is to get your brush in here. Like, I hate that. Okay, that one's, I mean, it's pretty, but it's so hard to get in there. Just not my favorite. I'm gonna take this purple shade here, number 3, and just smoke that on my, ooh, there is some fallout with this one too. On my, oh my god, that concealer is creasing so bad. Can you guys see that? Oh my god. And I even said it. This is why I prefer a thinner consistency concealer. For mascara, I am going to be using the Falsies Volume Express. This is by Maybelline. The wand is so, it's fat, and like the bristles are so insanely coated with product, like, and the formula is very watery, and so I just have never been able to get this to work for me. Ugh, I feel like I got some on my contact. And it like doesn't do a very good job at separating. I feel like everything sticks together. Let's finish up the face. For bronzer and blush, I actually have a little duo here. This is the Tulip Floral Blush Duo by BH Cosmetics. It, woo, I swear my fingers are so slippery. Has a bronzer on one side and a blush on the other. I think the colors look different online just because this shade right here is like way too warm tone for my fair skin. And it's really hard like to get your big brush in this like halvesy thing. Ugh. That is some orange bronzer, ain't she cute? Oh my god, look how orange that is. Oh, I need to blend it out. Let's go in with this super insane blush. Oh my god. And I'm like barely tapping into this too, and it's like just not my shade. For highlighter, I am going to use this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. This is in the shade Precious Petals. This one got so much hype online, and I don't know if the shade is wrong for me or what, but like it feels nice in the pan and it swatches good, but I just cannot get the same payoff on my face. I just can't get it to give me, like, do you see that? There's like nothing there. I mean, maybe if you had like a darker skin tone, maybe it's that. I mean, I am like, woo, going in and like barely anything. Then, almost last, I have also talked about this before. This is the BareMinerals. This is like their liquid lipstick, GenNude, I think is what they call it. This is in the shade Extra. I use this in a First Impressions. a while back, and I hate the formula of this. It's like so streaky, and I was so excited to get this too because I loved how the shade looked and swatched online. And, oh, it just looks so bad on me. It's so streaky. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like it is so patchy and just not cute. And I don't want to put that much work into a lipstick when you can get $4 ones from Wet n Wild. Oh, this foundation just looks horrible. You can get $4 ones from Wet n Wild that are way better. So there's that. Last but certainly not least, this is the Catrice Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. You can use it before or after. I'm going to use it after. I am always on the hunt for a good affordable setting spray, and I have not found one yet. And this is not winning me over here. I've tried quite a bit of it. I mean, you can see. The thing that I hate about this, first of all, the mister is weird. Like, you spray it like in line with your face and it like goes down. I don't know, it's weird. And second thing is it leaves this horrible, awful film on your face. I don't think it does anything to like make my face look less powdery or seal in anything. I just don't like it. So, oh God. And it's very, very highly fragranced too. Oh God, I'm looking greasy now. All right, you guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video, had some laughs with me. Just remember that just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you, but these are my recommendations for products that I did not like, and this is the beautiful final look, and I hate it. Anyway, you guys have a good week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.